in place. They need a proper tournament that these guys don't feel that they have to leave Ireland to go and play somewhere else. Why can't Morgan think to himself that in the future, Ireland will have a good cricket team? There is enough infrastructure here, there is enough encouragement here for the youngsters to play that Ireland will eventually have a good cricket team. Why can't he think that? Because he sees what's around him. Why should the ICC be giving Ireland, for instance, $250,000 when another country gets $7 million? If they're looking to develop cricket in these countries, they need to spend the money. Why be thinking about going to China and Timbuktu and wherever else? Develop these countries first. You had so many teams going to the World Cup. Try and help them. Don't think about, now we have 97 teams playing cricket. In my book, that's rubbish.
Yeah, no, I see the point. I see the point beautifully. I suppose the problem still remains, though, that for instance, let's stick with, say, Ireland and Scotland. They will produce cricketers, and those cricketers, if they want to make a career out of the game, will have to go somewhere else. It's surely not economic to try and develop a system which allows them to be paid in their own countries because the standard is not there overall. Where's that competition going to come from that's going to draw money in, that's going to keep them there to be paid as professional cricketers where they are?
West Indians. There's no professional cricket in the West Indies. We have a good West Indies cricket team. Perhaps right now it's not as good as it could be, but we have produced great West Indian cricketers because they believe in the system there, and there is a system there. There's no system in Ireland. There's no proper system in Scotland. There's no system in Bermuda. These countries, if the ICC want them to play proper cricket, they have to spend money in these countries to build a system. Simple as that.
Well, the difference there is that West Indies doesn't have professional cricketers, is what Mike is saying, but they get the money from ICC.
Exactly.
What we're seeing from Ireland and Scotland and Netherlands, I would say, and other emerging countries, that they haven't got the finance to get the proper infrastructure. And of course, when they do play against each other and they do come to play against counties, the counties actually don't have people from that county. They've got all sorts of international cricketers and players from overseas. So it's an issue, it's a complex issue. But I would always say to a county, just something that I believe in, that you should promote county players. I would be critical of too many Colpack players and too many overseas players, especially in counties when there are academies producing cricketers. And Ireland is actually like an academy, I assume, but they want a great Irish team with Irish cricketers, but to be competitive, they need to have players from overseas.
Someone just to bolster the quality. I mean, is it realistic to say that in 10, 15 years, if, or whatever the timescale you reckon should apply, if ICC were to throw millions of pounds, dollars, or whatever at Ireland and Scotland, they'd be competing on a much higher level?
I think they would. I think they've got enthusiasm, they've got keenness, they've got expertise,
numbers,
and they've got coaching,
numbers?
And I think they've got numbers. I really do think
How
they've
many
got
people
numbers.
in the West Indies? 5 million. Ireland, I think, have a few more. Maybe not Scotland.
Don't play curling and rugby in the West Indies and stuff like that.
There's athletics, there's football. Less cricket.
All right, well, it's a tricky one. It's an interesting one. But for the moment, of course, the Irish are struggling again a little bit. I mean, there's plenty of interest there, a lot of interest in the country. And just the number of children we saw there talked about who are playing the game at lower levels gives them encouragement for the future. Right, time to look back at what we've seen today, just to bring you up to date with what's happening in match number 3 in this NatWest series. Quick reminder of the teams, a couple of changes here and there. No Flintoff today, that injury that he was suffering from at Bristol kept him out. No Mascarenas either, an injury sustained this morning. Zahir Khan coming in for India. Just going back to England, sorry. Owe Shah and Monty Panesar coming in there.